replace a self-drive bolt, you need a hand driver like this. This is the Petzl Rockpeck. And you also need an adapter like this. The Rockpeck is designed to take SDS plus bits. This is an adapter that has an SDS plus on one end and an 8mm threaded insert on the other end that works with the self-drive sleeve. With the Rockpeck, you pull out on the release collar, slot the adapter in, and then you thread this onto the end, and you're ready to drill. As with any bolt placement, you want to look for a solid area of rock without any cracks or fractures, and you want to test it with a hammer, looking for a solid high-pitched ringing noise to tell you that there's no weakness in the rock. Once you've identified a spot, you want to make sure that the surface is flat and smooth so that the hanger will lie flat against the rock once the hole is drilled. With self-drive bolts, you want to hammer perpendicular to the rock face, as with most bolts, and you want to start off with relatively light taps of the hammer. If you hammer too hard, there's a risk of cratering or damaging the edge of the hole. So for better strength of the final bolt, you want to start off with light taps until you get about 1/4 inch or 5 to 6 millimeters deep. At that point you can start to hammer a little harder, but you still need to, you don't want to hammer as hard as you can because it's possible to break off these teeth as you drill the hole. So you want to take it somewhat easy. As you hammer, you want to turn the drill in a clockwise direction. If you keep it in one location, the teeth will create indentations and make it more difficult to turn, and you need to turn it to even out the hole. You want to keep drilling until the outside edge of the bolt is about 2 millimeters below the surface. This Rockpeck adapter has a little line scribed around it that's the proper depth, so you want to drive till that line is even with the surface of the rock. Once you've reached the correct depth, you can take one of these wedges, place it in the end of the bolt, give it a light tap just to seat it, place it back in the hole, and hammer it in. Once the wedge is seated, you can take the drill and rotate it counterclockwise to remove the drill from the sleeve. And if you drill to the right depth, this should be flush. The sleeve should be flush to the surface of the rock. These bolts are designed to use a certain style of hanger. These are two styles of aluminum hangers made by Petzl. These have an 8mm bolt that is the correct length for this sleeve, and they have a small O-ring that retains the bolt. You can thread it into the hole and then use a wrench to tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it. These hangers are aluminum. They're rated to 15 kilonewtons. The bolt is also rated to around 15 kilonewtons in good quality rock with a good placement. These bolts take a 13mm wrench, and if you use a Petzl hammer, It comes with a 13mm wrench on the end, so you can use this to place or remove these hangers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please click the like button. Subscribe if you aren't already, so you can learn about other videos on the subject of caving, and comment below to let me know how I'm doing or to suggest other caving related topics.